The last week and a half has been filled with interesting, unrelated things. Today's video is about all of that. Sometimes life throws you a curveball in several different methods and from different directions, all in the same week. Okay, just getting ready to go somewhere and I realized that this piece had broken off again. I'd just thrown it on the floor in here and was going to deal with it later. But today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the hot glue gun real quick. Need to do a little bit of running around, but we're going to glue this back on here before I go anywhere. Mostly because it's been bothering me. And for reasons I'll explain in a little bit, I just want to get it done so I can feel better. Today is, it's gonna be a weird one. Do believe our glue gun is right here. Come on, bag, work with me. All right, hopefully, this should be enough glue to do something. Wait, is there, hang on. Maybe I put one glue stick in here. Is there one in here? No, I don't see it, but I don't feel like digging for it right now. I think that should be enough to work for... Okay. That should be enough for what we need, I think. By the way, if you have one of these Ryobi cordless glue guns, I highly recommend... Oh, is that light on? Oh yeah, it's on. I highly recommend labeling the switch because it's a little bit counterintuitive. Well, I don't know. For me, it worked better just to put a label on there because that light's not very bright and stuff. All right, while we're waiting for this glue gun to heat up, I'm gonna take the camera off of the little stick here and get it mounted up here because I got some talking to the camera to do while we're driving around. Actually, I have to remember to change our audio settings here. We want the front microphone. There we go. All right, should be good. I do like these Media Mod cases. They have a microphone on the front and the back, but you have to remember to switch it back and forth depending on what you're doing with the camera. Anyways, all right, let's mount it up. And I think it just crashed on me. It's not turning on anymore. GoPro, why you gotta be like this? I'm gonna take it back off here and pull the battery now. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Ooh. Ah! The glue gun is ruining my carpet. Ow! Hit my head on the camera. Okay, we're just gonna put a couple of daubs of the hot glue on here. Sorry, this is a weird camera angle. We're just gonna jam some of this on here and call it a day. I don't really want to, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I don't care what the glue looks like, but I just don't want this giant hole in the dash. Of course, I just put it on there crooked. Yeah. Oh, hey. 20-year-old vehicles. I'm in rage fix mode right now. I don't care what it looks like. I just don't want holes in the dashboard or something. Actually, we're just gonna glue this on right here. And this as well. Maybe a little bit over here. You can get these replacement pieces from like aftermarket parts companies. So I'll probably wind up doing that. I didn't quite realize how broken all this was. Okay, let's get on the road. Oh, there's like bees or something in here. Okay, so today, well, I don't know. We'll just say things don't always go as planned, but I've got a few clips that I've filmed over the last week or so, and I show how I installed a I show how I installed a cell phone holder on the side of my chair. Then we open some mail and do some other stuff. I'm actually headed back out to the mailbox right now because there's some more stuff out there. So anyways, we're gonna look at that footage I filmed a few days ago, and then I'm gonna talk about why I'm in a not very good mood. Not necessarily angry, but just like, I don't know, life takes a turn sometimes and you go, I don't know what to do about it. Anyways, I'll meet you back here in the van in a little bit. Okay, here's the F3, and the project for right now is I want to get this little magnetically closing cell phone holder on the chair. And I think where it's going to go is right here, right where this is. So we can slide this forward or back so it's out of the way. But essentially what I'm going to do is use zip ties. We're going to get this out of the way, and then we're going to thread zip ties around through the seat pan. This chair is super dusty right now. We're going to thread them around through there and then try to hook them on this. What I might need to do is stabilize the edges once I get it on there, because this sticks out just a little bit and it might make this wobble around. But I'll show you that when we get to it. I'm going to get this moved and see how it looks. Okay, after looking at this for 5 seconds, I've realized I'm going to have to add some stabilizing supports. I think right about here is good, but just attaching it with this is going to make it pretty wobbly. So what I'm going to do is use my side cutters and nip a couple of little holes, like right here and right here, just about the same height of this bar. And then I'm going to thread zip ties through the inside of this and around the bar. And that's going to give it really good rotational stability this direction. I actually might not even use this middle stuff. It's riveted on there, so I can't take it off. But I'm going to do that on both ends. And that's one trick that I use to get backpacks and bags on, is you just clip little tiny holes and then run zip ties through them. And it doesn't really interfere with the operation of the bag at all, which in this case, I guess my phone's going to be in here. So I'll have to make sure the zip ties aren't going to scratch on something, but yeah, that's the idea. Now, a lot of these things usually have some cardboard or something inside of them that's sewn together, so it's not too hard. But if you just get some side cutters like this, you can usually just kind of jam them down in here and cut just a little tiny hole like that. And if that doesn't work, you can sort of fold the material a little bit and then just get a little hole like that. Then our zip ties now should be able to go right through here. See, there we go. And it's right here on a seam, so it's going to be nice and strong. Although I'm not running it around this way. It's going to run down through the inside. Well, here, I'll just show you. There we go, like that. Now we've got a good solid attachment for the zip tie, and this shouldn't really interfere with my phone in here at all. And we can loop this around the side rail on the chair. Where I'm putting this happens to coincide with the slots that are already in this pan. Worst case scenario, you can pull up the bolts and lift up this plate and slip the zip ties under it. But in this case, there's just enough room to go around each end of the little channel that's here. Then you can pull them through and connect them to the zip tie on the other side of your bag here. Hang on, this requires 2 hands. Okay, there we go. I have not tensioned them down at all yet, but we've got one zip tie right here and another zip tie right here. And as you can see, even without them being tight, this thing is pretty solidly attached. So let's pull these tight a little bit. And of course you want to make sure wiring and stuff behind there is not like in the way or whatever, but yeah, there we go. Now this thing's not going anywhere, and my phone will slip right in here. And these little flat zip tie pieces, I guess there's a tag in there I should have pulled out. There we go. But these little flat zip tie pieces won't really scratch the phone or anything, but I've got a case on it anyways. So yeah, there you go. I'm now just realizing that this case is going to interfere with my USB plug. I don't use it that often, but and also the seat belt. I should probably move that back a little ways anyways. But anyways, I'll figure all that out. But there you go. Quick, simple way to get a little bag attached on your chair. And I like this one because it has this finger hole on the bottom. I'm filming with my phone right now, so I can't show you. Or do I have another phone laying around here? Well, anyways, phone goes in, push it in, and then you can open the lid and just push it up with your finger. There you go, some sort of thing. And also, because I'm not a crazy person, I always trim the little zip tie tails off. Just because, I don't know, professionalism. There we go. And by the way, when it comes to side cutters like this, I take a page out of Big Clive's book. You can buy these things that are super nice quality, like the Xerons or some other brands. But I've found just buying a whole pile of these things on eBay, they're like $1 or $2 each, but just treat them as consumables. Because these are designed for certain things, and I usually kind of abuse them, and I don't want to buy a good pair of them and destroy them. But if you think of these like razor blades and a removable Stanley blade knife, just use them, buy like 10 of them, and then when they wear out, you've got another one. So anyways, there's my thought on those. I need to get the air compressor out and blow this thing off. Running around in gravel constantly kind of makes a lot of dust, and it builds up after a while until you don't notice it, and then you're like, oh my god, my chair is filthy. Oh, this isn't bad, but still, I like to keep this stuff clean. Okay, we've got a couple of packages to open, and I'm doing this in the parking lot of a police station. I will explain that in a minute, but 2 of these 3 packages that I've received, we shall be opening on camera. Living in the future is always interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. This one's addressed to Totally Normal, and we have, let's see here, I got a little gift note. Whoop. Ah! Everything's falling on the floor. Okay, so this is straight from Canada, apparently, or at least it's Canadian-made tools. But we've got this really nice removable tip ratcheting screwdriver. Let's see, how does this work? Ooh. And I think it uses a one-way bearing. It's not making any noise at all. Hear that? No ratchets or anything. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, so ML Tools. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. ML Tools, thank you for sending this. Comes with a bunch of double-ended bits and whatnot. And one of the screwdriver bits is now on the floor, but let's read the note here. Thank you for helping with the headrest bolt. This just may be the last screwdriver you ever want to use. Oh, thanks, man. By the way, hopefully you got that headrest bolt figured out. Little QR code here. I'll send a thank you note via Amazon for that. Appreciate it. I've got the phone facing the other way. The camera's over there. Okay, let's open up this one. Oh, this is from White Raven. So this is a bunch of 3D printed TPU joystick knobs. That actually is the perfect size. So this replicates pretty much, and it's a little bit squishy. So this replicates the ball that I guess Body Point doesn't make anymore, that I have on my C300. And then we've got some like this. The camera is blowing out the colors, but it's a really cool translucent red. And these all look like they have a friction fit to go on the joystick. Here's a standard style hat, straw hat one. Similar type arrangement. Cool. Thanks, man. I was actually just talking to a friend about this a couple days ago. This is the quantum style one. I actually kind of like these. But yeah, I was just talking to a friend about this a couple days ago. And actually, I'm going to see him here in a little bit. So we can pick through this bag, and I think we can share a few of these with some people that could use them. Okay, now, the reason as to why I'm doing this in the parking lot of a police station. Going forward, all packages will be opened in random parking lots that have nothing to do with anywhere where I live. Not near where the bus is parked, not near the warehouse, anything like that. I always thought I was a little bit paranoid. I've got a few different tools that I use. There's a couple of different apps, and then I've got some RF hardware. But I always thought I was being paranoid, scanning for tracking devices and things that were delivered. Well, today I just realized that was completely founded. Is that how you say that? Well-founded suspicions, I guess. So anyways, Made a quick phone call to my lawyer, and I was like, hey, there's a tracking device in this one package. What should I do about it? And they're like, take it to the police. It's a new thing that's going on, and the technology is a lot cheaper than it used to be, and that's not okay. So, yeah, that's kind of a new one. I mean, I'm glad I'm prepared for this sort of stuff, but never thought it would actually happen. Can I pick up this other screwdriver bit? Let me try and do this. There we go. So we've got a number 2 and a number 3 Phillips from that screwdriver. Actually, here. I think it stores... Yeah, there's storage spots inside the handle. Oh, there's little magnets that hold them on. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. A handy screwdriver, like, with multiple bits. We got square drive, we got some Torx, we got all the sizes of Phillips. Yeah, super handy. All right. Well, anyways, there's that. The mind boggles. Like, I can understand someone, like, playing around and, you know, just keeping an eye on where a package goes or whatnot, but not telling the recipient that you're doing that, it's a little bit weird, not gonna lie. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna call that good. I'm headed out to the warehouse now. I'm gonna pick up the soccer chair. I'm gonna see about potentially removing this passenger seat so I can get the soccer chair in here a little bit easier. I was looking at the floor, and the way I have to mount the tie downs for my chair might interfere with that a little bit. But I've got a couple hours to kill before I head out there. Well, head out to the soccer place from the warehouse. So I'm going to go to the warehouse, see about getting the seat removed. And then, I don't know, sometimes it's weird driving vans with no seats in the front. But this one, like, so this van has its own seat belt that attaches to the floor, so I don't have to use the passenger seat one. But anyways, yeah, I'll film a little clip about that in a little bit. Thanks for sending the stuff, everyone. And we'll see what's going on next. Okay, passenger seat has been removed. It's actually a lot easier than I thought. There's just 2 handles on the back, and then it has wheels. So, I don't know, I think this might be good. We've got some additional tie-down points up there. Before, I had one of my tie-downs on the seat belt connected here, which is going to be in the way of putting a chair over here. But, yeah. You have to remove that little cover, and there's some electrical connectors you pull off. But, yeah, I think this might actually work pretty well. Yeah, there's a pretty decent amount of space in here. Cool. Okay, we got some food, picked up the mail. We're in some random alley behind a shopping center. When I used to live in this area, this was my favorite spot to get food and then just kind of hang out. So we'll find a spot over here. All right, this looks like as good a spot as any. Oh man, it's warm out today. I gotta ditch this hoodie. So I temporarily forgot for a few months that that Subway salads are a thing. So I got one of those. They changed the shape of the bowls though, and it's a little bit full. So I had them give me an extra bowl so I can divide it up into both of these to actually be able to eat it without making a huge mess. Okay, so what the heck is going on? Well, I guess I'll start way at the beginning here. Autonomic dysreflexia is something that rules my life. It hasn't really been too much of an issue because I've learned all the triggers and figured out how to avoid them and all that. But anyone who has dealt with autonomic dysreflexia in any sort of serious capacity understands kind of how dangerous it is. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically when the pathways between your body and your brain, like spinal cord injury, for example, can interrupt communication. And something like being hungry or needing to go to the bathroom or having your shoes tied too tight or your shorts are twisted or your jeans or any number of things, even like the tag on your shirt. Normally the way things work is you get one of these like noxious stimuli, as they call it. And your body's like, oh, what's going on? And your brain's like, don't worry about it. It's a tag on your shirt. But when those communication pathways don't work, your brain doesn't tell your body to knock it off, and you start kind of going into shock. And your blood pressure shoots up through the roof, your pulse rate can drop. In my case, my symptoms, I start sweating, my vision gets blurry, and my heart rate, I'm pointing at my watch because I keep track of it with that, it'll fluctuate between like 50 and 120 beats a minute sometimes. So all that being said, I ended up in the ER a couple days ago, and I have to be somewhat vague about this, but I guess we'll just say it affects guys, I guess, sometimes. But long story short, I need a couple of surgeries. We did some ultrasounds and some scanning to figure out what was going on. My dysreflexia was being triggered, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I kind of started noticing some pain. So I don't really have surface sensation anywhere in my body. I do sometimes in certain areas have like internal sensation, but it's not nearly as sensitive as any other like normal person or whatever. So if I'm feeling pain, that means there's something going on that needs to have like an objective third party check it out, because I can't trust my own senses. So anyways, go to the hospital, and there's kind of been an ongoing issue I've been having for a number of years, and apparently it can kind of develop into cancer, I guess, sometimes, but I've been lucky with that. It hasn't been too big of an issue. But anyways, I go in, they do some imaging. While they're in there, they find some other stuff. So long story short, I need a couple of surgeries. Now, this is where things get complicated because of autonomic dysreflexia. One of the surgeries, they typically just use a local anesthetic and give you some drugs so you're all loopy, no big deal. But since my body reacts adversely to things, it's not predictable, which means they need to use general anesthesia, which wouldn't be a problem, except that my lungs have issues, and my pulmonologist said that it is extremely dangerous for me to be under general anesthesia. They have to like hook me up to a ventilator and all that stuff while it's going on. The other surgery, they normally put you under anyways as well, and in theory they could do them both at once. But they can't do that. So it's not like the end of the world. It's not necessarily like a life-threatening thing. Although, in general, among other things that are wrong with me, there is definitely a much sooner expiration date, as it were, than the typical person that's running around. So right now, I left the ER, and I could go on about healthcare and how interesting it is, but we'll just say I left the ER. My blood pressure was 149 over 121 when I left. And they're like, yeah, okay. They checked it twice because they're like, oh, that can't be right. Checked it again. Was still like high 140s over like 115, 116 something. They're like, all right, you're good to go. I did, while I was there, get some backup meds for in case the dysreflexia gets completely out of control. So anyways, what does all that mean? Right now, I called today because I put in a referral to this one doctor or one area of medicine, urgent referral. I called in, they're like, yeah, we don't know what to do right now, so you're just gonna have to wait a few weeks. So the dysreflexia that's being triggered by this pain or whatever isn't like bad. It's not running away. But the problem is with autonomic dysreflexia, you kind of have like a baseline, and then anything that happens bumps that up a little bit. Well, because of this pain and whatever's going on, it's raised that floor a little bit. So normally things that would trigger it, like being hungry or whatever, are much more of a trigger than they would be because the baseline's higher, if that makes sense. Then the other thing too is when you're going to go in for surgery, they ask you about your living situation. And of course my response is, I live in a bus in a parking lot. And they're like, oh, that's not really something we would want to send you back to if and or when we do this stuff. So the reason I live in the bus is I didn't really have any other options. Like, if I wanted to get a place to actually live, I would have to move out of state. And if I did that, I wouldn't have the same level of health care because the providers I have here, well, mainly pulmonology is the reason I'm sticking around here, because they are really good at this particular place. And there's no accessible housing in Portland, or anywhere near it, or even an hour outside of Portland. So, is it starting to rain? So anyways, I'm in a holding pattern right now. One thing I'm curious about, though, for those of you that deal with autonomic dysreflexia, what backup meds do you keep? I don't think I'm allowed to say names of prescription drugs in YouTube videos, but if you guys leave a comment saying what you use, like, for example, one person told me, if you think of the name Lanny, but put a Z in front of it, it's kind of a slang term for something he's able to use. But I don't know, what do you guys use for backup meds? See, the thing with autonomic dysreflexia is it's all about buying time. Because when things get out of control in a hurry, your blood pressure can go nuts and you can stroke out in a matter of minutes. So if you can't find the trigger, like when I start having a dysreflexic episode, I usually know what's going on. It's like, okay, I haven't catheterized in over 4 hours. I haven't eaten today. Or, you know, sometimes I'll take off my shoes and just kind of go through the list of things. And I usually find something that solves the problem. And within like 20, 30 seconds, back to normal. Everything's fine. But if you can't figure out what it is, like for example, sunburns. If I get sunburned, I'm in the hospital till it heals because of dysreflexia. So what do you guys use? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, so yeah, today I'm doing the mental gymnastics, I guess. You just kind of start thinking about life in general and what led you up to this point and everything. And like I said, like if I'm wearing sunglasses for a reason right now. But yeah, I can manage right now with the levels of the dysreflexia with the way things are going. It makes things a lot more tricky and I've got to be a lot more careful, and it means I can't get on the floor and do the stuff that I normally do, which is probably good anyways if I don't do that stuff because it's not good for my back. But right now, just in a holding pattern, and I don't really know what to do with myself. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, again, if you guys have any experiences like this, let me know down below. It's just, and if you have run into things like this, like, you're not the only one. Normally, like I said, both of these surgeries, no big deal. One of them's outpatient. The other one, sometimes they keep you overnight, sometimes not. And it's kind of good that I went in and they found this other thing that's going on. And I apologize, I have to be kind of vague. This isn't really a forum to talk about some of this stuff, but for everyone else, it wouldn't be an issue. But with the dysreflexia and then the lung issues, what do you do? And then not only that, my living situation is not something that they would even do surgery and release me to go home to my bus in a parking lot. So anyways, those are the frustrations right now. But I have a fork in a plastic bag, and I just discovered today, rediscovered again, that Subway has salads. This is let me open it. Yeah. This is a spicy Italian salad with everything that they have except spinach and jalapenos, because yeah, whatever. So anyways, this is going to be my little thing that I enjoy. I just spilled a bunch in my lap. This is going to be the little thing that I enjoy right now for today, and just kind of take it easy, and I guess wait for the phone to ring. There we go. I kind of put some of it into the other container, so now I can actually eat it, although I did just spill a bunch of it on my cushion. But yeah, so those of you that are newly injured, I'm sure you've had the experience of waking up in the morning and, you know, just wake up, it's morning, whatever. And then the reality comes crashing down that you can't walk anymore. And it's like, oh. So yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh yeah, all this stuff's going on. And I have to be stupid careful about everything for a while. So anyways, there you go. Not meaning to be a downer, but just more sharing the experience, I guess. And once again, these videos are kind of my therapy session. And I'm sure other people have had similar things or whatever, but anyways. I don't know what else is going on in this video. I'm gonna eat this salad. And then it's like an hour drive back to where the bus is parked from here. I got the stereo installed in here, so that's nice. Driving around listening to music is great. Great stress relief, I guess. Okay, this camera's been going for 16 minutes now. We're gonna cut off this clip here, but everything's fine, roughly. It's just, yeah. You can see the clouds off in the distance, metaphorically speaking, I guess. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next clip. We're not gonna end the video here. I gotta do something else. I don't know what, but we'll do something else. I'll see you in a few. Oh, I just remembered one of the reasons we're even out here. Some stuff in the mailbox. Let's open that real quick. Oh, and by the way, don't feel bad that I'm not actually saying what's going on. I actually haven't told anybody I know, even in real life, what's actually going on with things, because I'm not mentally ready for that yet. So, anyways, whatever. Let's see what we got. It's an aluminum sign. Warning, no stupid people beyond this point. Oh, that is epic. I know exactly who sent this too. Thank you, sir. That is awesome. It's a nice metal, like aluminum sign. Tin sign warning, no stoop, droom, dining room, kitchen. That's what the tag says on the back. I'll have to find a place to put that. It reminds me of some of the stuff that Ave, or AVE on YouTube has. He has some pretty funny signs as well. All right, well, back to eating my salad, and I'm watching the latest Rich Rebuilds video on my phone. That is Diesel Truck. Yeah. Just realized there was a bunch of garbage on the lens. Hopefully that wasn't on there all day or whatever. But anyways, made it back now, and I don't know. I think we're probably gonna call that good. I'm just... the dysreflexia, man. It's the one thing that actually forces me to take it easy. Kind of like, what was it last time? There's something going on last time when I took like a week off. I don't know, whatever. We're still doing the stream on Thursday. I'm still gonna be uploading videos and stuff, but there may not be as much like in-depth wheelchair repair for a little while. At least things that require me to get on the floor and actually do stuff until we get this whole thing sorted out. But again, I'm fine. It's just dealing with stuff. I don't know, whatever. So anyways, we're gonna call that good. Just got some laundry going out here. The laundry cart still works great, by the way. I'll link to that video up above if you have not seen that one. Yeah, anyways, I'll catch you guys in a few days. Let's see, this is Monday. So probably Thursday on the live stream, I would imagine. But anyways, thanks for watching.